Oh, we look so young there. Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's show. I'm really excited, you guys. Tonight we have Sione from season 7 and Brendan from season 10 to dish tonight about all things Biggest Loser and what's been like and Fit for TV. Let's see here. If you have any questions, please put a QQQ or question, and I will try to get it to them so long as it's not a rude question. Right, Brendan?
That's fine.
If you have any burning questions, feel free to use, there's like a super chat or something like that. Then I'll definitely get the question, even if it's rude. Let's see here. So introductions. My name is Adrian. If you don't know me, I was on season 3 of The Biggest Loser. Since the show, I went from 161 pounds to a whopping 330 pounds. Since then, I've done everything from running half marathons, restricting, counting every single calorie, walking 12 miles a day in the sun, keto, carnivore. I've done it all. It wasn't until I added a GLP-1 that the pieces have finally come together for me. Would you guys like to introduce yourselves and tell us, little where you're from, where you are, and a little bit about yourself? How about you go ahead, Sione?
All right. Well, first of all, it's been 16 years since I left the show, so we finished filming. So it's been a lot has happened. But so I'm originally from Arizona. I'm from a city called Mesa. I was living there obviously at the time when we did the show. 14 years ago, I moved to Utah. I actually moved here in some indirect way because of the show, because I moved here for the Biggest Loser Resort. They hired me to come out here, and I worked for them for about 4 years, and then left and did my own thing. So we ended up staying. Our kids were already in school by then. My oldest was in kindergarten when I moved here. She's now a sophomore in college. So time has passed. It's gone pretty fast. But yeah, my kids are bigger. Is that it? Is that all you want to know?
How about you, Brendan? And just so you guys know, in between, I'm going to mute because I have kids playing in the background. How about you, Brendan?
I'm Brendan. I was on season 10, and that was in 2010. So it was 15 years ago. I grew up in Boston. I stayed in Boston after. The only time I've ever left was when I went and lived in Tallahassee for a few years. I went to Florida State. But yeah, I was on season 10. I started the show at 365. I think I ended at 245. And yeah, I'm excited to get into it. Like the Fit for TV kind of fired me up. Like, this is long in my past. I still think about it as a good time in my life, but I like the Fit for TV, but I have a lot of thoughts about it and other people speaking for the contestants.
My thought on it was, I talk about this all the time on my channel, and I overall just think of the positive things, but then I watched that and it was like kind of knives in the heart of remembering like the trauma and the reason that I didn't continue to watch the show and all of that. I would love for you, Brendan, to go ahead and start and tell us what your thoughts on Fit for TV were.
Overall, I was excited to watch it. Like, being part of the Biggest Loser family, like, I was excited to see what it was all about. Like, I did not get asked to do it. I probably would have done it if I was asked, but I didn't get asked. But when I saw it, I thought it was mostly authentic. I would say, I don't want to talk bad about anyone, but I would say most of the stuff I saw on the Fit for TV documentary was authentic. But I also think it was only 10% or 15% of what really went down. For me, it was a really positive experience with some negatives mixed in. But if you watch that show, you watch that documentary, you would just think it was oh my God, they abused them every day, and they treated them like crap, and they, X, Y, and Z. And that is not the truth, or that's not my experience.
What were your thoughts, Sione? Did you watch the Fit for TV?
Yeah, well, just like Brendan, I wasn't asked to be on it either. And a bunch of friends and family were like, when it came out, they're like, hey, did they ask you? And I'm like, no, I'm not that cool. But anyways, so same thing. I agree with Brendan. Some of those things happened. But yeah, if the first time you ever were introduced to Biggest Loser, you watched that documentary, you're going to think, Like we were just like slaves to media. We were told to do all these things, and when in reality, no. I mean, we were friends with all the camera guys. We were friends with all the audio guys. We were friends with the PAs, and it was like almost like a summer camp, fat camp, you know, that just happened to be cameras around. You know, I didn't really understand how big that was going to be until after we watched it on TV, obviously. Now going back, in my personal experience, of course, there's things I would have probably done different, you know, but that's easy to say once you've lived through something. You could always look back and go, oh, yeah, I messed up on that, or I should have done better on this or that. But my experience was great. I'm not taking away from those who got on there. A few of them got on there for the right reason. The other ones that got on there it's just for, I don't know. I don't want to say complaining, or they wanted to get paid. I heard like a few people got paid from other things. And it's like, if you're seeking that kind of attention, like you probably shouldn't have been on the show to begin with. I also know a lot of people who got on the show, they were expecting to be famous afterward. They thought all these doors were going to open for them, and they were just going to live the A-list celebrity lifestyle. When I went into it, I never thought that. I thought, I'm going to go lose weight and I'm going to go back to my normal life. Well, those people were disappointed. And I think that's where a lot of this like backlash comes out, because they kind of feel like they were gypped. I mean, that's just my opinion. And I'm not talking to anybody specifically on the documentary, but some other ones too. But anyways, yeah, I mean, I thought it was good overall. I thought it was actually going to be worse when I watched that preview than it actually really was. But it was good. It's definitely opened up a lot more dialogue to Biggest Loser. I've had a lot more people come up to me and ask me recently. So whatever.
You know, I've talked to a lot of the contestants that were on the documentary, and I see some people are just really still dealing with trauma. And I think we can take that in different directions. We can sit and struggle with the trauma, or we can try to look at things in a different lens. So like I always try to look at things with gratitude and what I can control and what I can't. What I can't control is the past. What I can't control is today. And so I saw that a lot. I've even had some of the people on the documentary, okay, only one person, actually block me because they did not want to talk about The Biggest Loser ever again. So interesting stuff going on there. Okay, so what did you guys think was going to be on the documentary? I'll tell you what I thought was going to be on the documentary. I thought someone was going to blow the lid on the fact that, at least on my season, a week in real life was a week on TV was like 2 to 3 weeks in real life. So when you're seeing these huge numbers, it could be several weeks, and it could also be a water game. I thought for sure they would disclose that. They didn't even touch that. And to me, as a weight loss person who's like, this has been my whole life of like trying not to chronically gain weight, you know, and seeing people put up these big numbers, including you guys, I just thought they would touch that, and they didn't. What did you guys think they would touch that they didn't?
You want to
go ahead, Sione, or Brendan. Go ahead, Brendan.
What do they touch that I agreed. I feel like they should have touched that. Like when I got on the show, I don't want to say I definitely knew, but I was pretty aware I watched every season. So I was a fan of the show before and after, and I would watch people lose 20, 30 pounds. Like I'm someone that has lost weight many times, gained weight many times prior to that. So like in my head, I'm like, there's no way that's a week. It's like impossible unless people water load. I just knew it was impossible. But I don't know. I wish they focused more on the positive things. Like, I don't know, like there was a lot of relationships that came out of The Biggest Loser, and maybe that's not popular for pop culture. Like, but we probably have more marriages, successful marriages than The Bachelor or The Bachelorette did. Honestly, like there was a lot happening behind the scenes. I didn't want them to report on that, but like the families that have come from this show there's been a lot. I wish they reported on that. Like, I don't know, just like I didn't know what to expect. I know that when I watched it, I was left being like, all right, that seemed mostly true, but it just left me wanting more. There was so many more positive things that came out of the show.
I forgot to tell you guys to maybe go into Do Not Disturb. So I'm going to guess that Sione got a phone call. Sione, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, my speaker was going crazy. I don't know what was happening.
Okay. I would love if we had an organizer that put together all the Biggest Loser babies, all the Biggest Loser marriages, because I totally agree. But you did just bring something up funny. And I wish they would have had the PAs or the camera people on the documentary, because those are the people that have the real stuff. I mean, I don't know if they were the same PAs throughout the whole show, but they knew everything, and they were there with us every day. They knew us better than the trainers.
Yeah, they knew all our dirty, dark secrets. Like the PAs controlled the medications. They controlled if we left the house. They were like our adult babysitters. Like they knew everything that went on, from when we took meds to when people hooked up, and people hooked up a lot. There was all sorts of weird noises all over that ranch, but like they have all the secrets. And like I developed really good relationships with some of them. Like I would have loved to seen and heard from some of them. But unfortunately they didn't go there.
I don't know, Sione, if you're coming back. You working on it?
Yeah, can you hear me?
We can hear you, yes.
See me or hear me?
We cannot see you.
But you can't see me?
No.
Oh, I can see you guys. Let me see this again. My back?
Nope. I don't know if you can see at the bottom, there may be a camera button.
Yeah, I can see it. And on my view, I can see all three of us. So I don't know what's going on.
Would you like to try coming out and coming back in?
Yeah, let's do that. Okay, I'll take you for a second.
What I did like, though, is that they interviewed Dr. H. Did you have any relationship with him at all, Brendan?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, maybe relationship is pushing it, but when I got on the show, when we went through all the casting process, we met Dr. H. We did all those tests with him. We had discussions with him, and then I think I had a relationship like anyone else. Like during our first week on the ranch, he gives us our caloric intake. He gives us like how much protein to eat, how much fat to eat, how much carbohydrates to eat, and like I don't know. Anytime I had a question for Dr. H, and I had a lot of questions for Dr. H, I either got him on the phone or he came to the ranch. Like it was not hard to access him. And I feel like other people have said like, oh, he was never there, or I couldn't access him. Like that was not the case for me or my season. Like he was easily accessible.
Perfect. We got you back.
You just made me look bad. You got to have one ugly guy and one handsome guy. So Sione, you know what I mean? Sione. So.
Oh my gosh, you're so funny. As I was chatting with these guys before, Sione doesn't know this, but people loved him. Like when they talk about The Biggest Loser, people remember Sione. And Brendan thinks that he's the most hated player ever. Do you want to tell us why you think that?
Why Sione's loved, or why I don't think I'm hated. I just know I tried out for the show one time, and I think it was season 4. And I made it through a couple of like the processes that they have, and then I didn't get called. And then this is not a joke. I don't think I've ever told Sione this, but like I watched his season. I watched every season, but I saw him and I'm like, this dude is like, has the attitude of me. Like you could tell, like we were just, I connected with him, and he was the one that made me want to maybe reapply again. And I did. But during my season, there was always, prior to season 10, there was always 2 people below the yellow line. So we would weigh in, 2 people would be below the yellow line, and 1 would get voted out. During season 10, they changed the format of the show. And instead of having 2 people below the yellow line, they had half the contestants below the yellow line. So it went from 16 people, 2 people below the line, to 16 people and having 8 people below the line. So I'm like a huge fan of like Survivor, Big Brother. Like I'm a reality show junkie. It's like I love it. I can't get enough. So I started playing like Survivor on Biggest Loser. Like I was losing the weight, but I was also playing the game. And like for some reason with The Biggest Loser, people hated people that played the game. And I'm like, I don't know. I was like, okay, you can hate me, but this is most people played the game. During my season, it was just forced on us a little bit more. And yeah, was I a little sneaky? 100%. But like, it is what it is. I was playing the game.
So you did one of the things where people don't get it, where you played with water weight. On the show, I didn't watch the actual episode, but did they make you look at this loser? He barely lost any weight when really you were playing the game, right?
There was one episode of my season where I like swore on my goddaughter's life that like I wasn't water loading. I never did that during the show. I did it before we weighed in to go on the show. I knew we were weighing in, and I did it that night. I think I drank like 6 glasses of water. But while I was on the show, I never did it. But because I was villainized, there was 1 week where I lost like 3 pounds, and they made it look like I was like the biggest scumbag on the planet. Like, and I didn't even play the game, like not with water. I played the game in other ways, but like I used manipulation, not water. But like, I don't know, like I'm not.
I mean, that's real. This was a weight loss show. Yeah. And then did you make it through that little weight loss? Did you make it through that week?
Yeah. So I made it to the very last episode, and they incorporated a red line in our last episode, and I redlined. So I was told by like Kat or Joel after that I lost by 1 ounce or 2 ounces or something. Because if I had lost 6 pounds instead of 5, I wouldn't have got voted out because I had everyone's vote because of my manipulation. But
you're gonna have to give me some tips. I have something upcoming. You'll have to let me know.
So I listened to your last one, and I'm like, I want to know. So like, I know you probably can't announce it here, but on the side, I hope you tell me.
I will afterwards. Yeah, I love this stuff, and I can't wait to do more of it. It's not weight loss though. It's something totally different.
Not the traders, is it?
Because I don't have any weight to lose for the first time in my life. So thank God it's not about weight loss. I wish it was about bodybuilding, because I would love to just like become, like I've seen some pictures of you and some serious arms. So after the show, well, first of all, Sione, we lost your picture again. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I don't know what's going on.
I wonder if you could drive to a place that has a couple more bars. Maybe it's your reception.
Okay. But can you hear me though?
Box, man.
We can hear you. So if you wanted to weigh in at all, did you play the game or were you just Mr. Nice?
Okay, so here's the thing. I don't think I'm smart enough to play games. Like, I went into the game like with no strategy. The only strategy I had was, hey, let's lose as much weight as possible. Can you hear me? Okay. Yeah. It was, lose as much weight as possible, try to get to the next week. It wasn't until I started hearing a bunch of like other people's strategies and all that kind of stuff, I was like, dude, how the heck did you come up with that? And I don't think I'm a stupid guy, but I felt really stupid when it came to gameplay because I just didn't know how to do it. So I just focused on let's try to lose as much weight as possible to stay above the yellow line. So it wasn't that I wouldn't have done it, because here's the thing. What people don't understand and what people kind of misinterpret is the word gameplay. Gameplay is, we were in a game. We have to play the game. There's the correct way to play a game, to win a game, and then there's also the cheating way to win a game. So I was all for gameplay. I just didn't know, like, other than like, and here's the thing, they didn't say you can't drink a bunch of water the night before and try to chance it to not lose as much weight, and then the next week you'd lose like 15 pounds because you shed all that water weight. Dude, that's genius. That's a gamble, and that's a risk that people, it could send them home. But that's a gameplay. It's not like we're trying to like kill somebody else or get somebody kicked off. So I was all for that. I just didn't think I had enough intelligence to calculate how much water to drink, what time to do it, what was going to happen on the scale. So I just didn't do it because I wasn't ready to take that risk. So now there's some other things that people did, like you know, a lot of people don't know that we had to do a urine test to make sure we were rehydrated. And if we were dehydrated in our urine test, we had to drink liquids, usually like a Gatorade or something like that. Well, so as far as the show goes, they were protecting us for our health, right? And they were trying to keep us safe. Well, I heard people were saving their like hydrated urine and going into the bathroom and using that. I mean, to me, I mean, yeah, it's not in the rules, but that's a little too far, I think. So that's my difference between, hey, playing the game correctly and not playing it correctly. So there's just I was more for a true gameplay. And there were a few things like on the show where, like, especially challenges where you could win advantages, where you could win, you know, a 2-pound advantage, or you could win immunity, or you could do that. I do think, and I have some proof that, I mean, the show wanted certain people to win those challenges because it was better for ratings. And that ultimately affected my experience there, which that's where I kind of had a problem with the show, because it was like, they're telling us to work, you know, be the best we can be, work really hard, give as much effort as you can. But in reality, it was like, they didn't really want you to win. Sometimes they wanted the other person to win. So anyways, that's my thoughts on challenges. That I was cheated on a few challenges, and I'm not bitter. Don't get me wrong. People have called me like, dude, let it go, man, you lost. But it's like, no, there was certain things that happened to where it caused me to lose. So anyways, that's my 2 cents.
Me and you have so much in common because they sent me home. You went home, right?
I went home week 14.
Did they, because I was trying to, like, you know, chat GPT a little bit of this. Did they send you home for a period of time, or your partner?
Oh, yeah. So in the first week, we had to choose one of our partners to go home. So there was one team that won immunity in the first week, so they got to stay, which was the black team, Dane and Blaine. And then everybody else was going to have to choose someone to go home. Well, I chose to go home in my team, I guess. So Felipe, my cousin, he stayed.
And then what? And then you came back?
Yeah, so the only way you could come back is they would continue the weigh-in. So if your partner lost the weigh-in at any time in those, while we were gone, we couldn't come back. So like Jerry lost the weigh-in the second week, which caused Estella not to come back. It was Damien lost the weigh-in the next week. So oh my gosh, Nicole couldn't come back. And then the third week was actually, that's when we came back to the ranch to see if we were going to make it. And that's when Daniel and David, you know, got voted off. So Felipe stayed, you know, he stayed above the yellow line. So I was able to come back. And that's where they say we went home for 30 days. We kind of did. It was more like 22. But I mean, I guess day wise, it was almost correct, but as far as filming goes, it was like 3 weeks, 3 episodes.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
And then you come back and the challenges are rigged. This is something you can also relate with.
Okay, so I'm going to give you really quick examples of what happened to me. There was an up-down challenge where, you know, if you lost it, you had to go to whatever trainer, right? That's when we actually went to Jillian or Bob. So everyone knows, like, some of those things in the challenges aren't actually real. Like, we had to get up and touch this like lever, and it would count our rep, right? So up, down, burpee, whatever you want to call it. Well, I'm like 15, 20 burpees or up downs ahead of the next person in line. Well, they stopped counting mine. They kept saying, hey, you didn't touch all the way to the ground. We're not counting that. We're not counting. And I'm in a a challenge. So I'm going as fast as I can. So I start yelling like, dude, I'm touching the ground. Why are you not counting these as I keep going? And so basically what happened was they didn't count 17 of the ones I did. So I had to redo 17 of them. Well, the person who beat me ended up beating me by like 3, getting into the 100 before me. So, and even the camera guys came up to me later and said, "Hey, dude, I watched you. You were touching your chest to the ground every single time. That's sad what they did to you." So I got cheated off that one. So of course, when we're filming, oh, you guys lost. How do you feel? Of course, I'm going to be like, well, I feel like crap, because I tried my best and I ended up doing how many more than everybody else. Anyways, I could go on for days with this, but the biggest one was the carpooling challenge. Do you guys remember that one? Where we had to actually pull a race car on our back?
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, dude, I take off and I'm like 300 feet ahead of, nothing against her, but Tara. Okay. I'm like 300 feet ahead of her. I got the momentum going. I'm just power walking the whole thing. Well, I feel this like tug in the back of me. And dude, and a lot of people didn't know this, but there was people in the car steering the car. And they didn't say that in the film. But anyways, so then I'm like, what the heck? So I start moving it again. And all of a sudden it's just this, I almost come to a complete stop. The guy hits the brakes and then I go to the guy. They don't show this. I walked to the guy in the window and I was like, you better get your damn feet off the brakes or I'm going to yank you out of this car right now. And he just sits there like, oh, okay. Anyway, so I start going. And you guys know, if you pushed a car before, it's hard the first little bit, right, to get it going? Yeah, so I had to do that 3 times because they hit my brakes. Anyways, I had nothing left in the tank. So I actually ended up just started walking. If you look at that video again, I was in first. And when people crossed the line, I actually came in like 5th. It's because I didn't care at that point. It was like, dude, they don't want me to win. That's fine. I thought after a while that I was like, obviously I lived it, but you know how when time goes by and you're like, I better just stop being like a whiner about this. I'm just going to stop complaining. Well, years later, one of those PA assistants I ran into and they said, dude, man, they did you dirty. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he's like, dude, I heard over the radio to hit your brakes like 3 times. And I was like, what? Like, so anyways, that kind of stuff.
You weren't surprised. You knew, you were like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, I was, but it was nice to have someone confirm it. I wasn't just this whining baby like, oh man, I would have won. I wasn't that guy anymore. So anyways, it's like that kind of stuff. And obviously that challenge is like famous in Biggest Loser history now because, Tara beat me once again, and it was like, dude, whatever. Let's do this like real. Let's go straight up. I'll freaking kick anybody's butt or I'll die trying. Because, and I'm not saying I'm going to win every single time, but dude, when you get in a competition, I'm very competitive and it pisses me off when like I don't have the same advantages other people do. Okay, I'm done.
Can I add one thing, Adrian?
Yeah, go to
After
town.
the show, Fredo and I got on this team. It was like this team reality thing where we would like do races and do charity events with like other reality people, like people from The Bachelor, The Survivor, Big Brother, all those shows. And like we used to talk about this, and like if you think about like hidden immunity challenge or idol in Survivor, if there's 5 people eating and they put the hidden immunity idol in one person's food and they're eating it, it's obviously meant for that person to find it. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, it's reality TV and they're going to steer the story how they want to steer it. If that makes sense. But I heard a lot of different things about like Big Brother doing that, Survivor doing that. And I was like, yeah, no shit. Like I wasn't surprised, but if I was Sione, they're leaning on the brake, I'd be pissed too. I get it.
Don't they have like the FCC watching over all the competitions?
They do, but I mean, they do, but like, I don't know. I mean,
so how they rigged ours? we are at home. They send us home the first day. We come back and everybody hates us because we've been home and we're all skinny and happy and not broken. And so then the first one, it was, well, everybody has to move 1,000 pounds, but one person gets to move 1,000 in water bottles. Another person gets to move 1,000 in tires. And me and my partner who just got here have to move 1,000 bricks. Like, who's going to win? The person that has to move 1,000 bricks or the person who has to move 10 water bottles? I mean, it's so rigged. The next one was a voting game. Every time you hit 4 miles, you got to vote. And so, of course, you're going to vote the people that you hate, that just got here and you don't want them here. You want them out, you know? So ours was legit, but it was legitly made in a way where you would not let the people who just came back win ever. Did you guys have any weird challenges at all? Did you dominate your challenges? I bet you did.
Me? No, I mean, weird challenges? I don't think so. It's funny, you two both talk about it. In my season, I don't remember anything like fishy like that going on. I'm not saying it didn't go on, but in mine, no, I won a couple challenges. There was one where you win $10,000. It was like all these like running and then push up, like there's a bunch of stuff. I won one of those, but no, I think I was like average on the challenges. Most of them were like team stuff, but Sione got dominated by Tara, though. I know that. No, I'm trying to mess.
Hey, can you see me yet?
We can see you now. We can see you guys.
Oh, there you go. I had to get out. Okay, good. All right. Yeah, I did get dominated, of course, dude. That's why I'm so happy. Yeah. No, I know, dude. No, I know. No, dude, it's like I said, it's been 16 years. I don't want to be the one to dwell on things, but of course, I mean, it would have been nice to just given a fair shot, because I did think Tara actually at one time said to me on the show, she's like, "Are you just mad because a girl beat you?" And I'm like, not even close. Like, I could care less if you were a girl or not. I just wanted the same fair advantages, and I just felt like I didn't it all the time. Yeah, whatever. I don't care. I'm over it.
There was a girl on my season that smoked all the dudes on like most of the challenges, and I used to like be like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill her this time," and she would smoke me. Like Ada. I don't know if anyone watched my season 10. There was this girl Ada, and she just like
I remember
smoked all the dudes every time. And it wasn't. She didn't cheat. Like she just beat our ass. Like it is what it is.
No, like, and I want to say something. I want to say something. Tara is freaking an animal. Like, she is awesome. Don't get me wrong. That's not what I'm trying to say. I just felt like there were some advantages given to her. But you know what? It was better TV. If I was a person watching our season and saw her beat me, I'd be like, dude, she's freaking awesome. And of course, whatever. But I'm just competitive and I hate losing.
So we do have a couple questions here, and I don't know if you want to answer this, but they want to hear your takes on Joelle. Was she on your season, Sione?
Yeah, she was on my season. Okay, so I know Joelle.
She's the person that blocked me. And
she was okay. Of course she did.
She's like a nice person, and I don't know what I did wrong, but she blocked me. So she must have a lot going on.
Well, I mean, most people block just either because they don't want to be told the truth sometimes. I mean, I don't know. But here's my thing on that. I didn't spend a whole lot of time with Joelle on the ranch. So I spent the first week with her, and then, half of us went back home. And then when I got back onto the ranch, I only spent like another, in real time, probably about a week and a half, 2 weeks. I think that was one episode then. I got to know her. When I got to know her, she's very nice. She's a very nice girl, when you're one-on-one with her. And we had some really great conversations. But as far as the team goes, like when the show went on, you started to notice different things. You started to notice that she almost seemed like almost absent-minded at times. She would say a lot of things and then do other things. She wasn't a team player. I don't think so. When we asked her to do things for the team, she wouldn't do it. She would lie about how many hours she worked out when we'd have our own workouts, off camera. And then here's the other thing too. A lot of people don't know. She kind of pulled the race card that last week she got eliminated. So this was right when Obama was getting elected, right? So we had the presidential election 2008. We were told before we went to the show that there's a possibility of us not being able to go vote in person. So take care of that stuff before you join the show. Well, she was saying, hey, you guys need to send me back. She's from Detroit. You need to send me back to Detroit so I can vote. And they were like, no, you can't leave. Like, that's sorry, you already agreed to this. Well, she kept saying, well, you're going to cause it to where, I'm not going to be able to vote for my black president, all this kind of stuff. So she pulled the race card. They ended up giving in and saying, hey, just go home. We'll send you home, but you got to come back the next day. So she got to go home, place her vote, come back. Well, by then, I mean, she's already doing this as an individual. So as a team, we're just going like, okay, she's not in this for her partner. She's not in this for us, as well. So she comes back and doesn't lose. I think she lost 1 pound or 0 pounds or something like that when she got sent below the yellow line. Well, we all know that you retain water when you fly. So it just caused all this stuff. So then when we were trying to vote her off, or when we were in that deliberation, I guess you could call it, it was between Mike and Ron and then Carla and Joelle. Yes, we kind of attacked her in that meeting, and it showed that on the documentary. She said that we were not advocating for her. She said that in the documentary. Well, we weren't advocating for her because she wasn't advocating for us ever. It was always about what she was doing and what she wanted to do. So that's my take on her. There's a lot more behind that than what she said, because she articulates words very well in an interview, but words are words, actions are actions.
That is very interesting. I don't think anybody knew that.
Yeah.
Thanks for breaking it here. I didn't know.
Yeah, I did.
I don't think there's anything I could say to them to let me go home for a single thing.
Exactly.
So that's pretty remarkable that they let her go vote.
And that's why I say race card, because the only way she got home is because she pulled the race card. Because I couldn't have said like, oh, I want to vote for my Polynesian president. They would have been like, who cares? I want to go vote for the next Mexican president. I don't care. I'm not Mexican, but I look Mexican.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. She mentioned something to me too about she thought maybe she was going to get to see her family, but they made her stay sequestered in a hotel. And I think that was really frustrating to her as well. But nobody got to see their family. Did you guys get to talk to your families at all?
No, never.
No, like
she got treated just like anybody else, but she thought it was just all directed towards her. That's my opinion on her. She was there for herself, which in your health journey, I guess you want to call it. I mean, that's what you're there for. But when you're in a team setting, you're clearly like ostracizing yourself from the group. So that's what she did.
We had one person that was allowed to go home for 2 days. I don't want to tell anyone's business, but one person's son had a medical emergency. So this person was allowed to go home for like 36 hours. Everything was fine. But like I remember they came to me individually, I think everyone, and they're like, do you have any issue with it? I was like, absolutely not. Like when I found out what it was. So like it turned out to be okay, but that was the only person that was allowed to go home. And I never had any contact with my family until like right before like the makeover episode. They like took us to the movies. We went to see funny enough, they took us to see Get 'Em to the Greek, which had The Biggest Loser in it.
Yeah,
it was like a part where P. Diddy was like, Biggest Loser time with the family.
Yeah.
But like when we went to the mall, someone snuck.
It showed Laura in it. Laura from our season.
Yeah. Someone snuck out and bought like a couple cell phones, and I was allowed to call home. But that's it.
I'm not going to say we didn't do that.
You guys did that? No, season 3, we did not. If they did, I wasn't cool enough to be privy to the phone. No, one time I had Kim Lyons. She took us to her house. That was pretty cool. And she's married to Gunther, I think. He was like the Hulk or something. He was like, you know, some big guy, you know. And then we did go to the movies one time. But that's about all that we were ever released. And the filming was a very long time. How long was your guys' filming? Because that's what people don't realize when you see all this. First of all, most of the people that they cast are just these, like, the sweetest humans on earth. So I can see it becomes a family because we have so much in common and it's so easy to, you know, it's a family. And then next is, but you're still away from your family for so long. So it's a super emotional show. Do you guys remember how long you guys were gone?
We started filming like first week of September in 2008. And then our finale was May, I think it was like May 12th or something, 2009. So that was the schedule of the show. I was gone from September 9th. I got to go home for that 3 weeks when they sent half of us home. But then after that, I didn't see my family until Christmas. You know, I got to go home for that week for Christmas, and they did the filming there too. And then I got voted off second week of February. So there was big chunks of time where I was gone. And then we came back. But I was there I got voted off 2 weeks before. I think I'm getting it right. 2 weeks before the Final Four. So
Same here. We have so much in common.
Yeah.
How about you, Brendan? How long were you gone?
I think our season was one of the shorter seasons. I want to say Fredo's going to kill me because I don't know this, and he'll be like, "Oh no, we didn't arrive then." But like,
tell him to get on here then. Tell him to get his butt on here.
I did. He's busy. I did. Hi, Fredo. Sorry.
Screw you, Fredo.
I think we arrived in sometime in May. And the last day was, I think my birthday was August 28th, was the last day of filming because I was eliminated on the last day. So May, June, so 4 months. And then I know the season after ours was like the longest season in Biggest Loser history. So I don't know if I think it would have had to do with some contractual things with Jillian because Jillian was like never there during our season, maybe like twice a week. And I know there was like some rumblings that something was going on with her contract or something. I could be totally wrong. Like this could be baseless, but I know our season was short, and I know that she was rarely there.
Wow. Okay. So, we lost him. He'll be back in a second. Was it you or was it Sione? What?
No, I was saying Utah must have bad internet service. The heck?
There's a lot going on in that state. Here we thought it was just this quiet, nice state. We thought, oh, it's so beautiful. When I leave Minnesota, because it's freaking cold here and I hate it, and there's other things going on in Minnesota that just we thought, let's move to lovely Utah. Nothing bad ever happens there. Looks like you guys don't have phone reception, and it's not as peaceful as we think it is, but it probably actually is. So tell me, guys.
Can you see me? Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can see and hear you again. Tell me about your experience with the trainers, because there is so much going on. Who knew that Jillian and Bob apparently hate each other? Who did you guys have? Were they real humans? What are your thoughts on the trainer situation?
Sione, why don't you go first? Because I think mine's going to differ from you.
Yeah. Okay, so I actually watched quite a few seasons of Biggest Loser, so I guess you could say I was a fan of the show before I went on. Not guess, I was a fan of the show. And every season I watched, I could tell that I would have more in common with Bob. You know, I liked his style of training. Just liked him. It's not to say I didn't like Jillian. Trust me, I was like, dude, Jillian's freaking super cool too. So when I got to the show, and I was picked to be on Bob's team, I was super excited. That's who I wanted, and that's who I went for. I had nothing against Jillian. If you saw my season, you know where I'm getting to, because there was like this big old dilemma between me and my cousin and Jillian. Like we were the biggest babies because we didn't want to train with her or anything like that. Whatever. So Bob really helped me as a person. He helped me see things for the long term. He would always say things like, hey, I don't care I don't care what you do, like finale day. I want to know what you're going to do the day after finale. You know, the end goal is not finale. The end goal is life. You know, we got to keep going. There's no end goal. So that always just resonated really well with me. Whereas I would hear Jillian say things like, dude, let's just get to finale and then you guys can let loose. And in the first round's on me, you know, stuff like that. So that already kind of separated my way of thinking, like, okay, no, I want this for the long term. That's not the kind of trade I wanted. Nothing personal, whatever. Bob and Jillian during my season were still friendly to each other. I wouldn't say like they hated each other, but Bob would say a lot of things like, oh, this girl or that girl, and she did this. And there was some sort of like friction during our season between those two. And that's why I think, like, I don't know. Did you guys watch the episode where Felipe like flipped out on her and then we walked out on her and then we ended up training with, because we were part of Jillian's team, but we left her and then we walked into the gym and just asked Bob, hey, Bob, we want to be trained with you. And he accepted us into, even though we were the black team, he accepted us onto his blue team. And we actually trained with him for a week before they switched us to individuals. I think that's a big reason why he let us do that, because he's like, okay, I'm here for the long haul. If you guys want to train with me, you don't want to train with her, it's fine. Well, America, I guess, didn't like that. They said we were being babies, that we were just mad because we wanted to train with Bob and we didn't want to train with Jillian and all that kind of stuff. But there was a lot more behind that. Jillian actually tried to get us kicked off her team. She told the rest of the people to throw the weigh-in so that they could vote us off. That's why all that butting heads with Jillian started, because we found that out early. And so that's kind of the behind the scenes, and that's why we didn't eventually want to train with Jillian, because when we got to Jillian, we were kind of happy. But for some reason she just didn't, I don't think she liked us from the get-go. So that's why I think she wanted us off. But yeah, as far as the trainers dynamic, I mean, they seemed friendly, but I could see from Bob's point of view, like the things he kind of would say about her. They weren't hateful, but I could tell they weren't like the best of friends.
Can I just make a comment? That is just shocking to me, because when me and Jared showed up, Bob was like, I want nothing to do with you two. I don't want anything to do with you two. It was like he was so competitive that you couldn't switch teams, and he didn't want any part of it. But maybe he saw you two and he was like, this is a winning ticket. Come on over, buddies.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
No,
that he was so nice.
But you know, it's funny. Yeah, I think he was like that, but I don't know if he saw us as a winning ticket, because I came in at 372 pounds, but I was at 37% body fat. I wasn't up in the 40s or 50s. So he would even tell me, like, dude, if we got you down to, if you lost 100 or, well, what was it at? If I lost 200 pounds, that would have put me at 172. I would have been dead, you know? So, and I actually talked to, I think some other, I think they're from Boston, you know, Mark and, what's his name?
Oh,
the brothers.
Father and, yeah. Mark and Jay.
Yeah, Mark and Jay. So I talked to Jay, and Jay actually, I talked to him, I forgot where, but right before my finale. And he said, dude, he's like, I lost way too much muscle. I shouldn't have lost all my muscle just to try to get lower. If I could go back, I would keep the muscle I had, even if it meant not winning. So that actually stuck with me. And so I decided, hey, I'm not going to get down there. And my final weigh-in was 226 and 226 pounds. And Dr. H, when I did the whole body fat percentage, I was at 10% body fat. So a lot of people go, whoa, he looks good, but he's still heavy. But it's like, because I didn't want to give up that muscle. I didn't think 100 grams was worth it.
That?
Yeah.
That was one of the reasons I love Sione, because I was I was obviously obese. I was on The Biggest Loser. But I was someone like that where I was like, I could relate to you, because at my finale, I was 245 but I had never been in better shape. My waist was like a 31.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I could have probably got a little slimmer, but like me at 240, it versus like other people at 190, like it wasn't,
no.
you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if you saw me, you would never be like, he's 240, but like I had a lot of muscle. Like, I'm not just saying that, like I really did. Like, so that's why I liked you so much, because I'm like, the body type's similar, the attitude is similar, stuff like that. Like, the weight is not you. Someone could have been 240 and still been, like you're saying, like 40%, body fat or whatever. It's not all about your weight; it's about your build. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I would, that's where the disadvantage, like me and you were. We held on to more muscle, to where we weren't going to get down to those numbers of 50% body fat unless we killed ourselves. And I wasn't willing to do that.
See, if I didn't get voted out in the last one, I would have done whatever it took. I would have emaciated myself. But once, like, I didn't have a shot to win the big prize, I remember I used to always say I have 2 goals: to have a small waist and look jacked. And I feel like I accomplished it at the end. Didn't last long, but
Oh, shoot.
I accomplished it. Yeah.
That really brings me into a question that I have. But first, Brendan, what was your experience with the trainers? Were they authentic? Did they like you? Was it weird?
Yeah. So
are you still friends with them to this day?
No. So like when I watched the show, like I was like Sione, I was a fan of the show. So like I had like Jillian and Bob were like lionized in my mind. Like when I got there, I was like, oh, I love Bob. I love Jill. They can't do any wrong. And like, I'm not going to sit here and say anything bad about either one of them. Like neither one of them did anything like personally wrong, like bad to me. But like Jillian, like I feel like my experience with Jillian is A, she wasn't there a lot. And B, she used to always talk shit and be like, oh, Brendan and Fredo, they're the game players, this and that. But like I was really good friends with Ader and a couple of the other girls on my season. And they would come to me and be like, oh my God, Jillian just told us to like throw the weigh in and get you out. So I'm like I like the honest, raw truth. Like if you tell me you're a fucking scumbag and I hate you, I respect you more than being like, oh my God, I love you. And then going and tell someone else that I'm a scumbag. Like,
yeah,
I want the truth. And I feel like I didn't get that from her, where Bob, I feel like he was more honest with me. And I like really did connect with Bob. Like I felt more from Bob. Like I'm a feeling person and I could like feel that he genuinely cared. And by the time it was season 10, there was 200 of us. So I didn't expect to like leave the show and be like best buds with either of them.
yeah.
Like, so like where I feel like other people, like someone said it earlier, I don't know if it was you, Adrian, or Sione, like I had people on my season like, oh, well, we're going to be famous. I'm like, dude, we are cattle. Like we are cattle. We are here to lose weight. You're not going to be famous, man. Like just take advantage of your opportunity here and like be yourself and leave. Like you're not going to go on the speaking tour and make millions of dollars. I think everyone that went on that show thought that was going to happen. But
yeah, exactly.
I love Bob. That's all I'm going to say. Like we're not in touch anymore, but like if that dude called me and like needed something, I swear to God, I would help him. There was a couple of things that happened with me on the ranch that he has no idea how helpful he was to me. And I don't want to get like emotional, but like I connected with him and he might not feel the same about me, but he really helped me through a couple of things that he doesn't even know about. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm from a small town of about 3,000 people called Two Harbors, Minnesota. And for about 5 minutes in that town, I was a celebrity.
Oh, nice.
But nothing else, like, let's get real. I couldn't name a single person from Survivor. Barely, probably, like, I don't know how you think same with like Big Brother. I love that show, but I couldn't name too many contestants except for Rachel. Like there's like one, where maybe 2 contestants on each reality TV show that you can remember, but the rest of them, yeah.
I didn't think I was going to get off the show and I was going to be like famous. Like I was going to be like Boston Brendan, like Boston Rob. Like I never thought that. I was like, we're on The Biggest Loser. Like, I just want to like lose weight and like after the show, like people did recognize you here and there, but like right away before I started yo-yoing, like I put on weight so fast that I would get recognized all the time. And it would more be like, oh my God, you're fat again already. Like, holy shit. Like I ran the marathon like 4 months later. our finale was in December, and I ran the marathon in April, and I had already put like 75 pounds back on. So like I was running the marathon in one of those singlets, and I was like fat again, and like it was embarrassing, but people did recognize you. They'd be like, "Oh, you were just on The Biggest Loser, right?" And like they'd be like looking at their friends and shit. Like,
Yeah.
it's natural. Like they expected me to be like how I was 3 months ago, but I wasn't.
That is totally a problem with the show, which is, we're going to go into that in just a second. Okay, first, I'm going to slay one of these questions. Adrian, why is your tongue blue? Because I am a biohacker and I take methylene blue to help boost my energy and my brain before every Biggest Loser show. So I'm sorry if my Smurf tongue is freaking you out. But that just reminds me too, as a biohacker, this episode is brought to you by joinmochi.com. That's my telehealth practice that's helped me lose my weight and get to my goal. If you are looking for a telehealth practice that is using reputable licensed practitioners and pharmacies at the best price you can find, joinmochi.com, save $40 down below. Back to the show. Okay. So, Jillian claims that 50% of her contestants have kept all of their weight off. And I don't mean to be rude here or creating rumors or not believing people, but I see some people that were from her who have been struggling with their weight. Maybe they didn't gain it all back, but then suddenly in the last year or so, their faces got real thin and they speak about eating in moderation. And to me, I'm sorry, that screams GLP-1. So I'm just wondering, I don't know those people, maybe they're not taking a GLP-1 and they were just suddenly healed from the inflammation they were getting from food, and the chronic weight gain. But I want to say that since the show, like 5 minutes later, I was in the 180s. I was at 161. 5 minutes later, I was in the 180s. Within a year, I was higher than my start weight. I was at 265. Within a few years, I was up to 330 pounds. And I started the show at 230. So I ended up 100 pounds more than I was on the show. Then I started marathoning, counting everything. I was able to lose some weight, but it has been a battle, you guys. I honestly now know for many people, maybe not all, but for many people, there is a condition here. There is actually, our body's actually fighting us. I'd like to know if you guys have that condition, if you've struggled at all, the things you've tried that have worked, the things that you've tried that don't work, and if you could enlighten us at all there. Do you believe that 50% of Jillian's people, can't say patients because honestly they were actors and they weren't there that often. 50% of her contestants kept their weight off. Did you guys?
Sione, can I go first on this one?
Yeah, go. Yeah, you go.
All right. I'm like really passionate about like a lot of stuff you just said. So like if you look at any study done, people that lose like, let's say just like a tremendous amount of weight, let's pick an arbitrary number, 100 pounds. People that lose 100 pounds, 90 to 95% of them gain it back. I would say on The Biggest Loser, do I know the exact number? No. But I would say the number, if I had to like put a number out there, I would say 80% of us have either put our weight back and not go back down, or within that 80%, we just go up and down, up and down. And maybe 15 to 20% of those people have not reached their like starting weight, but like have stayed at either their finale weight or within 20% of it. So I don't think it has anything to do with Bob or Jillian or whether you had, I don't, forgive me, I don't remember the newer trainers' names. They were awesome, but I don't remember their names. But I hated after the Fit for TV. See, it was all of them are going to gain their weight back. Of course, they did something really unhealthy. Like, I don't agree with that. I'm going to speak from my personal experience. Like, I've gained and lost. Like right now, I'm on the heavier side of like my fluctuation, but like it has everything to do with what I eat, what I put in my body, and like the lack of exercise. Like, is my metabolism maybe a little messed up? Maybe. I don't blame the show though, because if I wasn't on the show, I would have done something drastic in my life to lose the weight anyways. And I've done it so many times. I don't blame the show. It doesn't mean some of us don't have that, like, I don't even know what it's called, like the metabolism thing. Like, I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor. But I don't personally, I get mad when I see people blame that, because to me, the show was like the opportunity of a lifetime, and your metabolism was probably already messed up way before you got on the show. But that's just me. And I know people disagree with it, but it's okay. I'm a big boy. I can handle like the backlash. Like, I can't hear you.
I'm muted.
Yeah.
I definitely don't blame the show. I think any diet where you lose a lot of weight, any diet, and you lose it pretty quickly, it is going to, your body adapts. Your body says we're in a famine and we better save ourselves. We better down regulate. Any diet. I don't care if you did the vegan. I don't care if you did the carnivore. I don't care what the diet was. If you lose a lot of weight really quick, it slows your metabolism down. I know that study said that it never replenishes. I don't know about that, because there would have been famine throughout all of history, and you wouldn't think like, oh, they hit a famine, now they're screwed for the rest of their lives. But there's a lot of science showing that people who some people, it is a lifestyle thing. It's the improvement in lifestyle. But I did all the things. Even one time I ate nothing but sardines for 15 days and walked 12 miles a day in the sun and worked on my sleep and my circadian health and making sure I got all my vitamins in. Still chronic weight gainer. Carnivore diet, chronic weight gainer. I strict carnivore, joined all the groups, chronic weight gainer. And then you just give me one little hormone, just a little touch of hormone, and boom, problem solved. But anyway, and oh, by the way, Kyle, he said it was actually 1/3. 1/3 of her contestants allegedly kept their weight off. What are your thoughts, Sione?
I mean, that could be right. And that it could be right. It could be wrong. I don't know. I haven't kept up with the 1/3 of Jillian's contestants that kept it off. They clearly don't post any pictures. And from my experience, when people are skinny, they post a shiz ton of pictures. I mean, when people are getting fat from the show, you don't see them anywhere. I mean, come on, let's just be honest. Am I wrong?
No, you're right.
So whenever it's funny because even
this is why our group, because we have a group of hundreds of people, and it is crickets. It's been years of crickets over there.
It's funny. It's true. I mean, not just Biggest Loser contestants, but just people you know in life that struggle with their weight. There's like a year or two of nothing, and then all of a sudden they're skinny, and then they've got pictures of every corner of the street they've ever walked down in the last week, and it's like, I don't care. Like, so anyways, I've always been the type of guy, like I've yo-yo dieted too. So right after the show, I put on my 20-30 pounds right away, and then I looked a little more like pudgy, and people were like, oh, you don't look as skinny as the show. I'm like, well, no crap, dude. I'm living my life. So I was able to, when I actually joined Biggest Loser, when I moved to Utah to work for Biggest Loser Resort, I was actually a little on the heavy side. I was coming in here about 270, 280. The resort actually does a lot of hiking. So I started hiking with the guests, and then I was able to drop my weight down to a healthy weight. Healthy weight for me is 250, 260. That's actually where I feel really good at 250, 260. And then I maintained that for, working for them. And then I started putting weight back on. My dad passed away about 10 years ago. And I mean, it's not his fault. But there was a change in my lifestyle. I left the resort. I closed down my gym. I stopped going to the gym. Just like Brendan said, like, we know when we're doing what's right and what's wrong. We're not going to be like, I'm not going to lie to somebody and be like, oh yeah, I'm eating vegan. I don't know why I'm gaining weight. Whatever, dude. Just give it up. I actually did get to a point, about 2 years ago, I hit my starting weight again. I hit that 370. Now the difference, I think Brendan and you can relate, my body composition was different. What I also did was when I moved to Utah, I did 5 years straight of CrossFit. It was the best shape of my life. I did CrossFit like five times a week. Like I said, best shape of my life. Well, that body composition, when I started gaining from that, I'd put on some more solid muscle. When I started the show at 370, I was a size 46-inch waist. I was a size, 4X t-shirt. But I mean, when I hit my 370 again, I was like a size 42 and then a 3X t-shirt. So, and I wear the I actually wear a 4X right now, just so you know, because I don't like to lie. I don't want everybody to see my rolls. You know what I'm saying? I wear a bigger shirt because I don't want them to see it. I hate these people who go, I'm a 2X and it's like skin tight. I'm like, no, you're not, dude. Just wear something bigger. No one cares what size you're wearing. Just freaking wear something that doesn't look like crap. Anyways, so I mean, my body composition was different. So I've gone up and down, up and down. And I agree with you. Like I've tried several different diets. I tried them before as well. But the best time I feel like I'm on track, I'm the type of guy that if I work out in the morning, I make better decisions in the day. That's just it. It's simple as that. If I don't work out in the morning, I'm probably going to hit the taco truck. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just what I am. Right now I'm sitting about 320. I feel good. I want some more weight. Like I said, I feel better at like 260, but I mean, I know some other 320 pounders that look way worse than I do. So I just hang out with them all day and I feel really great about myself.
That is so funny. That's what they say about Ozempic is like everybody hates Ozempic because they used to be able to be the skinny one and now all of a sudden they're not special anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know people are, I actually, as a person who was a carnivore influencer, oversharer, let's go with overshare, not full on influencer. I was totally against the GLP, but then I went and looked into it and found out it's actually a hormone and we actually have that hormone and that a lot of us are deficient in it. And so I was like, oh, so if you just take little bits of it, it's been life-changing for me, but it's not for everyone. And many people need to focus on, are you eating good food? Are you getting movement? Are you getting sleep? Have you had your hormones and your thyroid checked? I love something about you two guys, and that is you keep talking about the muscle, which is way more important than the number on the scale. Way more important. Do you guys still work out now, or are you guys? I'm going to be honest. We had a huge life switch in the beginning of this year, and it's the first time that I can recall. Well, that's weird. Oh, I was like, is that my shadows? It's your shadows. Brendan, you had like funny shadows. It's the first time that I haven't been working out 5 days a week. And starting tomorrow, it's in my calendar. I'm going to start lifting again because there's nothing more important than muscle. Yeah. How's it been going with you guys?
So like I just said, I mean, I hit 372 again. Well, I actually hit 375 past my original weight. I hit that January of this year. And so I started working out again. And then I'm at 320 right now. I've done it a lot slower this time. I haven't like done some crazy fad diet. I actually have tried, I don't know what you call it, the GP, whatever. I have some in my fridge right now. I've used it before. I always forget, like I have it, but I'll do it 1 week and then like 3 weeks later be like, oh shoot, should I be doing that more? So I wouldn't say I'm like the best person that stays strict on it, but that does help. It actually has helped me like not crave so much food. I need to get better on it. But that's helped me get down to the 320 I'm at, but also the exercising. Now, this last month, if you talk to my wife, this last month I've missed a lot of workout mornings because, I had work and I was too tired. But I'm glad that I have an accountability partner because sometimes she'll kick me in bed and be like, aren't you going to work out? I'm like, fine, God, I'll do it. So I'm just like anybody else. Like I love working out, but I also don't like waking up too early to do it. And I have to wake up early because of my job. But anyways, I think I'm not trying to say like I'm going to be fat for the rest of my life, but it's just like anything else. We have to be consistent. It's like that one book, The 1%er. You got to do 1% better each day. I mean, and that's exactly what the change is. It's not go crazy, go on some crazy diet for 30 days or 60 days or 90 days. That's not going to be ever the answer. The answer, we all know it, is little steps consistently every single day. I mean, that's what
Are
it
you
is when it
sure?
comes down to it.
Is not to eat sardines every day? Are you sure?
I bet you your burps were horrible for
They
like,
are at first, and then your digestive enzymes change, and then it goes away. But at first, you could clear a room. Absolutely, absolutely.
Is that what they told
eat
you?
nothing but sardines for 30 days, you will lose weight, but it will come right back because you're not curing the underlying thing. Also, that's not sustainable. And
No, it's not.
the videos on YouTube that are going viral for me are my sardine videos. And I want to just take them down and be like, don't do it. It does make you feel better, but we need to work on sustainable, realistic options. I just got to share. My dad just popped in and he said, "Hi, I'm Adrian's dad." She told me about the tirzepatide, which is the GLP-1. He's 62 and he just hit the 50-pound mark. My dad, and he uses mochi as well. That's my dad. And I was telling my dad about it. At first, he looked at me like I was nuts, but then his 3 best friends all lost 50 pounds. And he was like, "What are you up to?" Now, my dad has been doing, they cook most of their meals. He's done the carnivore diet. He's done the keto diet. He's done the low carb. He's just like me, where we've tried so many things and it just doesn't seem to stick. So I'm really excited for him. Let's see here. Did we have any more thoughts on this?
Oh, I was gonna say, since the show, I've been like a consistent person that has always kind of worked out. Like, there'll be years where I do everything. I'll soul cycle, run, lift weights. Like, I've done Bikram yoga for like 3 years in a row. Like, I've done a lot of stuff. Yeah. My weight has nothing to do with exercise and everything to do with what I put in my body. I tell, like, it's to me, like, when I eat cake and I eat pizza and burgers, I gain weight. When I eat like grilled chicken salads and have one piece of cake once in a while, I lose weight. Like, I have been a pretty consistent like workout. Like it depends on the year, but like I've always worked out. In the last few months, the last maybe year, I have to get both of my hips replaced, and I'm kind of like been like stuck in my body, and I haven't been working out as much. So I actually just started a GLP-1. I forget the name. Like, I just started it like a month ago.
Oh, nice.
So I'm giving it a shot because I haven't been able to work out lately. It's not like, but like, yeah, I've stayed pretty consistent, I would say. Like, again, some years I'll be walking tons of miles and lifting weights, and other years, I might just go lift weights for 20 minutes 3 times a week. But I've always been consistent about doing something.
Dude, Brandon, me and you are the same, man.
I know, like, that's what I mean. You're like the Samoan. You're like my Samoan brother I never had. Like,
hey, dude, I'm Tongan, dude. I'm not Samoan.
What? Is that like a diss? Is that a diss? Is that a diss?
Well, I mean, it's like calling a Puerto Rican Mexican. I mean, yeah, they're probably gonna get pissed.
Oh my God, I am so sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
I wanted to just do a little blonde joke there, but I didn't.
It's all right. I know you New Yorkers don't get things right.
Good.
You get it?
I got it. I got the joke there. I got the
You got it.
Yeah, I got it.
I'm just kidding. Anyways, dude, so I got to tell you this one story really quick. I hadn't done anything like consistently. And this one guy comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, I'm going to do this triathlon." I said, "Dude, I've done like 9 triathlons, man. I've done like 4 marathons. I've done all this." I was like bragging, right? I was like, "I've done all this stuff." And he goes, "Oh, do the triathlon with me." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll do it." So I hadn't done anything for years like that. So I signed up for this triathlon. It was right here in my city. The day of the triathlon, well, first of all, I didn't do any training because I think I can just do whatever I want to do whenever I want to do it. So I almost drowned on the swim, and swimming is actually my strong part of the triathlon. So I went into it thinking I was like, I'm going to get this. I almost drowned. I come out of the water. I bike, and when I'm biking, my chain breaks. I walk my bike like half the way, and then I get onto the run, and I'm walking, and all these people, those really nice people who are in shape, where they always come by and go like, "Good job, man. You got this, man. Hey, big guy, what's up, man? You got..." Dude, those people piss me off. Okay? I hate them. And then they're all coming back, giving me high fives like, "Man, do this for your people. You got this, man. Show big people everywhere that you could do this." And I'm just like, and all the whole time I'm walking, dude. Anyways, yeah, that's my experience. And just my take on that is, please prepare for a triathlon, because that was horrible.
I have a similar story. I got a really bad cold and I thought I was going to die. So I went to the doctor and I begged for steroids because I had to throw my 5-year-old a birthday party and I was too sick. They give me the steroids. I don't know. I take the whole thing, right? Like the full dose. And I have so much energy that I called my best friend and I was like, "There's a trail marathon tomorrow. Will you do it with me? I can't sleep." And we did. No training. Nice. We just did a trail marathon. But so I'm really careful with prednisone now. Yeah, okay, we got another question. Do you guys think that the show was making up people's weights?
I don't think so. I don't know.
I don't think so, because they were filming it.
So,
yeah, because you said it.
No, I think this. I think overall, like, your weight was your weight, but like, there is part of me after speaking, like, joining that like reality team and talking to all those people and like meeting producers, and there is part of me that thinks like maybe the weigh-ins weren't 100% authentic. That maybe like if your weight was 245, well, maybe it was actually 243, and they just made it 2. You know, do I know that? Can I prove that? No. Everyone's like, it was filmed, the what is it, the FC, whatever that abbreviation is, like they were there, but I'm not sure, honestly. Like,
yeah,
because it's TV. It's like TV. They're trying to make the best TV show.
It's one of those things that if you were to ever try to figure it out, you'd never get anywhere. So now the week that I got sent home, we didn't have an elimination. The person in the temptation that week, they won the one and only vote. So when I got voted off, somebody had the power for the one and only vote. So basically it was like, yeah, you're gone, like whoever they decided. So they decided to kick me off. When I was getting weighed, they said, if you lose more than 4 pounds, you're safe. Well, guess what? I lost 4. I didn't lose more than 4. So I remember thinking like, yeah, but then what was it? Was it 4.7? Was it 4 pounds and 7 ounces? Was it 4 pounds and 8 ounces? Like, where was that in comparison to the other person right next to me? Like, I did think about that, but at the time I'm just like, there's no point. There's no point in even trying to figure that out, but whatever.
Yeah.
So
it seems pretty coincidental to me that I got kicked out the second to last week, and then my partner, who also came from at home, and they rigged all the challenges and everything against us, and they sent us home so many times that he went out right after I did, so neither of us made the final 4, and it just seemed pretty convenient. The way that it just seemed very convenient, but it was allegedly filmed. Now, we were not allowed to see the scale when we weighed in, so we didn't know what the number was, so we can't confirm.
Yeah. So for that question, so we got weighed in the morning of what you see filmed. This is 2-4 CIF whatever fan. We never saw the number when they weighed us in the morning, but they did have a camera on it, supposedly. So that's it.
That the executive producers were in the room looking at, and so who knows how it was diced up in the back. Like any other reality show, like this, when you plan out my season 10, there's probably, all right, we're going to have these 10 challenges. I would bet money that if I'm a producer, you might not have the exact order in which the challenges are going to be run. You might say like, all right, well, this person is like winning the show, or this person's in the lead here. Let's do this challenge to make it more fair, or let's do this challenge to give this person a better chance of winning. I know they do that on Big Brother. So like, who knows if they do it on, again, it's TV. They're trying to make a TV show. So
Yeah.
Did you guys see that Jillian showed messages? She showed an email from NBC or something that said, "You better act shocked at Rachel Fredrickson." Is that her last name? "You better act shocked at her weight or we're going to sue you." So a lot of the reactions were fake. I don't know if you guys saw Jillian posted that email. I think it was from NBC. I hope I'm not skewing because I don't want to get sued. But
I didn't see that email, but I heard that. And newsflash, they all see us before we walk out on that stage. So like when we're backstage preparing for the finale, like I know I saw Bob and Jill. I saw I forget the executive producer's name, the one I'm thinking of, the one from New Jersey. But like we see all of them. We saw Todd Lubin. We saw like they all know. Like, so
yeah, they saw
Bob
us.
and Jill's reaction to Rachel. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it looked fake. Like it is what it is. Like, yeah, you could tell they already knew what she looked like. There's no way they didn't.
My pickle with this whole situation is I don't know what your seasons were like. The men on my season and some of the women looked just like Rachel from I mean, I was season 3 and that stuff was happening. They were not looking good. My partner's wife said to me, "Hey, I'm really concerned. I'd like you to stay near him because I'm really concerned that he's going to black out or his organs are going to shut down because he's been fasting and spitting and dehydrating and colonicking." I don't know if he got a colonic, doing all the things. Did you guys see that same type of thing at the finale where they looked like Rachel. They didn't look their healthiest self. They lost too much muscle.
I got to say this. And hi, Mark. Like, if you're watching this, Mark was the at-home winner of our season. During the last elimination, like, we voted him out. He thought he was going to make it to the end. He would have won. Like, Mark, I saw him a few weeks ago. Like, I'm sorry. Like, we played the game. But, like, when we arrived at the finale, he kind of come to my room, hang out. Mark was, like, in a bathtub, like, with Epsom salt, all this shit in the bathtub. When I looked at his eyes, they were, like, an inch and a half, like, into his skull. He looked at me, and I don't, like, really scare easy. Like, I think that, like, I've dehydrated and stuff for whatever when I was younger. Like, I was, like, actually scared. I was like, dude, you won, bro. Like, you're good. Like, no one can beat you. He's like, no, I got to get this last 2 pounds out. The way he looked like Skeletor. Like, I was honestly scared for him to the point where I'm like, I hope it wasn't like the fact that we played the game so hard on him, like he wanted to win that bad. Because like the things he did to win, I was like, this is like kind of scary. I was honestly scared. Like, and I don't mind saying, like, I've talked to Mark about it. Like, I felt when I saw him look like that, look just like Rachel, but like the male version, I was terrified. And then like we weigh in, I think the day before or 2 days before. So in that, by the time we got to the finale, he didn't look as emaciated.
Yeah.
So like,
no, that was the same for us. I mean, and I think that, I mean, I've heard the producers actually say, we weigh you in 2 days before because we know you guys come in looking dehydrated and you guys are weak, so that by the time we film finale, I mean, you guys look better. I know that my wife, because I did a sweat out, I did a sauna workout, I did all that stuff. I didn't really need to, but I did it just to see how low I can get the numbers. So I wasn't like pushing myself to death. I just wanted to see how much I could get down. So actually my 226 that I ended up weighing in at, when you see me standing on the scale at the finale, I was already 240.
Yeah, 240. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I sweat out almost 14 pounds of sweat. So the 2 days after that, I was putting water weight back on. So, I mean, my wife said that night I sweat all that stuff out. She's like, you don't look good. So I think my face was a little bit more sunken in. So yeah, I think people go to the stream. I don't know. I mean, if that's how Rachel walked out on finale 2 days after she was like, then
exactly what I said, Sione.
I can't even imagine. Then she went way too far, and it showed. I mean, it showed.
But I will say, like, Sione, I thought the same thing. When I saw her in finale, I was like, holy shit, what did she look like 2 days ago? Like,
yeah,
I won't lie. Like, if I was in Mark's position where, like, we kind of did him dirty, or if I was, like, going to try to win the show, I would have looked just like Rachel. So like the people that criticize her for like going too far, I would have done the same shit. Like 250,000 if I starved myself for 3 weeks, and like, okay, where do I sign? Like I would have 100% done that. So people that hate on her for doing it, I don't mean the general public. I mean the contestants that hate on her for doing that. Like, whatever. I don't want to say we all would have done it, but I know I would have. I would have done it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm going to say the same thing. When I was voted off, I think I was the 7th or 6th person to go before the finale. Whatever, I don't freaking know. I don't care. But I already knew then. I was like, I'm not gonna win this. So if I was put in that position of the final four, dude, like I just said, I'm very competitive. I probably would have too. I'm glad I didn't, but I would have as well. So yeah, you can't knock her for that.
You would have been getting liposuction in Colombia or something, trying to lose weight.
Dude, I would have been spitting on the doctor giving me liposuction. Same time.
So what did you guys do? Any crazy things? Like, I'm going to be honest, something mentally happened to me between the filming and the finale. And I was already struggling. I was struggling with alcoholism. I got a DUI. I was puffy. I like threw the towel in. I like gave up. I went to that finale looking so bad that they just kind of like shoveled me off of the stage as soon as they could. And there was no interviews and I was a hot mess. And then that trembled into failure and a hot mess for the next 8 years of hiding. So nobody saw me. I wouldn't go back to my hometown where I was famous for 5 minutes because I didn't want them to see me. And it was just awful. I don't know why I went down that dark route, but did you guys do any crazy stuff before the finale? Like, did you get Clonix? Did you rub Bengay all over yourselves? Or what were people rubbing all over themselves? They were rubbing hemorrhoid cream all over themselves, putting plastic on it.
That?
You guys do anything fun? I didn't. For real? Yeah, for real. People for real.
No, I did. Is colonics the thing that like washes your butt out?
Yeah.
Your colon? Okay.
The vacuum,
yeah, I did that. Vacuum. Yeah, dude. I did that. It was so weird, dude. It was the weirdest thing in the world. I did it because like someone said like you need to get a lot of that like stuff out. I didn't think I was gonna lose a bunch of weight, but they just said you need to clear your colon, and I did it, dude. I never did it again. You're
a liar. You do it every week. It felt so good. You do it every week now.
Well, I never did it again that week. I did it the next week. I'm just kidding. Yeah, right.
This is about.
I went. Okay. So I'm stupid. I didn't know you had to shove something in there and to wash it out. I thought it was.
You thought it was just a straight vacuum.
Dude, I was like, and then the lady like shut the door on me, and I was like, dude, she showed me how to do it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I had to do it. I did it. So I did it once. Hey, I'm admitting it. Come on, man.
Hey, if it makes you feel better, I have biotoxin illness. I've been chronically ill for a few years. Feeling a lot better. I'm going to just go ahead and say God is healing me. God is healing me. But part of my protocol is something called sorry, Dad. Hopefully you've shut off by now. Coffee enemas. And they're pretty glorious, actually. They help the detox pathways. They help support the liver. It's kind of glorious. But I didn't know about that back then. I didn't know you could fast. I thought it was called starvation and it was an eating disorder, but it turns out fasting can actually be very healing for your body. And I didn't know about fasting. I didn't know about the Bengay cream. I didn't know about any of it. Did you, Brendan?
Yeah, so I did not have a colonic. It sounds fun, but like I did not do that. But
you're gonna do it now. You're gonna
now that I heard how fun it sounds, like I want to try it. No, honestly, I didn't have any. I knew I didn't have any shot of winning the at-home prize or whatever. like people like, oh, that's just an excuse for you. No, it's like when I got voted off, I knew I didn't, but I'm being straight up. Like I wanted to be jacked and I wanted to have a small waist, and like that's all I cared about. Like the week before, like I don't think I ate for like 4 days before we weighed in, but I didn't rub hemorrhoid cream on me, or I didn't do a colonic, or I didn't do any of that stuff. Now, like I said, though, like if I was Mark or if I was Patrick, who won our season, I would have had like something jammed up there for 24/7 for the last 2 weeks if it was going to help me lose weight. Like, I would have done whatever it took. I promise. Like, you know, so, but I didn't. I didn't.
Yeah, I wasn't even close. I didn't even know about these. I'm still confused. If we drink a whole bunch of water, don't you just start peeing? So I don't understand how you could boost up your water. What's the trick there?
You mean before weigh-in?
Yeah, you tell him.
Yeah.
Oh, so like on my seat, I had always watched, and I'm like, oh, he water loaded, she water loaded, and when we went to our like cast the step in casting, when basically we were told we're going to make the show, and then they say tomorrow morning we need you to report here and weigh in. So I was like, okay. So I just guessed that it was our weigh-in. So they were like, be downstairs. Not be downstairs. They said someone will come to your room, pick you up at 7:30. I remember I was like, okay, I had like a gallon of water. I filled it up and I chugged it, like 1.5 of them at like 5 minutes before they got here. So I drank it really fast. I went down, weighed in, and by the time I got back, I didn't pee until I went back to my room. So like, it's not like you would drink it for hours before. It was like right before I would just chug as much water as I could. But that was the only time I ever did it. I probably got like a 5-6 pound advantage on my first weigh-in. But that was the only time I ever water loaded.
That's a lot.
I think Neil, I forgot what season he's on, season 2. Neil is famous for throwing that. I mean, not throwing it, but he actually on the show, he had immunity and he drank a bunch of water the night before and then he gained weight. And
16 pounds.
Yeah.
He's from Boston. He's from what's his name?
That's
Neil.
so impressive.
Neil.
Is it Neil? No, it's not Neil.
It's Neil. Well, I'm sure more people did it,
He's
but
in my survivor pool.
I thought it was Neil. But but did you know that's when they started saying if you have immunity and you gain weight, you lose it? It's because of him.
Yeah, because of him, yeah.
Because the next week he lost like 20-something pounds. It was crazy.
Because it doesn't make good TV when you gain 16 pounds. Like, it's obvious that they water loaded. But if you gain a pound or two, you can be like, oh, did he? Didn't he? You can make a story out of it. But if you drink 2 liters of water, you don't need. You might as well carry bricks with you when you weigh in. Like,
yeah, that's it.
Okay, so let's see here. We do have some more questions. I'm going to save G-Bone. I'm going to save your question till the end because it's a really good one to end on. Diane. G-Bone. Diane also is 62 years old and lost 50 pounds on Mochi as well. So it's amazing. Been keeping it off for over a year. I couldn't even keep Biggest Loser weight off for like 5 minutes after my sardines. 5 minutes after. There's something called the lion diet. Have you guys ever heard of that?
No.
So you eat nothing but basically beef. You eat ruminant meat, salt, and water, and that's it. No coffee, no dairy, just beef, salt, water. Second I stopped that, even doing the lion diet, I started gaining weight, even though I was tracking. I'm a chronic weight gainer. Anyway, Julie would like to know, Sione, how is Felipe doing?
Oh, Felipe's doing good. He actually followed me to Utah, got a job at Biggest Loser Resort too. So we live in a place called St. George, Utah. And he ended up moving to Idaho for a few years, and now he's up. I think he's up in the Salt Lake area right now. He's doing great. I mean, Felipe is my first cousin. I know if you know a lot of Polynesians tend to say everybody's their cousin. But me and Felipe are actually first cousins. Our dads are brothers. We have the same last name. But he's also kind of like my brother because a lot of people thought we were brothers on the show. But anyways, Felipe's doing great. We're in touch just like, we talk almost, we joke. Now as far as weight goes, I mean, he's just like anybody else. I mean, we're in that struggle. I mean, we're not alone in that. So if that's what she's asking, I'm pretty sure that's kind of what she's asking, but he's doing great. Thanks for asking, Julia T.
That's amazing. Are you guys friends with anyone from your seasons? Do you talk to them? Sione, I love you. Felipe, Mike, Ron, Tara, Brendan, I love you. Fredo, and Ada. So do you guys talk to anybody from your seasons?
I will say my season, the best thing to come out of my season, the best two things were, one of my best friends in the world is Fredo. He was on my season. I literally call him one of my 4 best friends, like unbelievable person. Like I would have never met him. And then Sandy, who was one of the athletic trainers, he was like Dr. H's guy. Like those 2 relationships that came from me being on the show is the best part about the show for me. And like all these other relationships that I've developed, like me and Sione aren't like super tight, but like if I like, he's fun. Like I like talking to him. He's funny. Like I call him my friend. If he came to Boston, I would beg him to hang out. Like that's what me. We have this like other family, and like family, like I don't get along with some of the people too. Some of the people don't like my style, and that's okay.
I love your style, man.
Thanks, dude.
Okay, so yeah, my season, obviously Felipe is my family, so I talk to him all the time. Mike and Ron, like unfortunately, like we were really close on the season. There was a little bit of gameplay, like we considered, like, and we still do. Mike's a good kid. We considered Mike like our little brother. Ron was like our uncle. We did everything. We found out they were trying to actually, because we were in an alliance together. I know this is stupid to talk about now, but there was a little bit of backstabbing we heard about. So we actually tried to vote Ron off on one week to get him back, but it backfired on us. And I ended up getting tickets. I told you I'm not good at gameplay, so I'm not strategic. So I got freaking voted off. And then anyways, but I mean, I still love those guys, but unfortunately we haven't kept in touch. I have talked to Mike since then, not in quite a few years, but he's doing great. He's actually a doctor now, which was inspired, I believe, from Sandy. Sandy really helped him go down that path. So that's freaking awesome. Tara, me and Tara like didn't really talk a whole lot on our season. There was just this like unspoken, like we were just like enemies on the show. But actually we've gotten to know each other after our season, and I really like Tara. I think she's great. We don't talk that much either, but I mean, I would take a phone call from anybody of them if they ever called me. I don't know if you guys know this, but a lot of people have passed away from our season. Estella passed away. Blaine passed away during COVID. Damien passed away. Daniel passed away. And then Kathy from the Purple Team passed away as well. So it's pretty sad. So, but I miss them. But yeah, it's like Brendan said, they're kind of like an extension of family. Some people you don't get along with, some people you don't talk to, and then others you could just pick off where you left off.
Okay, sorry. Daniel, Kathy, Estella, Blaine. Did I miss one?
Damien.
Okay,
And
sorry.
we had someone from our season pass away too, Tina.
Oh,
Tina.
no. Yeah.
Yeah, she passed away a few years ago. When I watched my season, I watched my season back when I found out Fit for TV was coming out, and I feel really bad. Like during our second week, like we kept her, and then she decided she wanted to go home after. So like, for a lack of a better way to say it, like me and the other contestants like gave her a lot of shit, and she was like sweet as pie. She just wanted to go home, and like when I watched my season back, I felt really guilty about the way I talk to some of the people. Like I wasn't like mean, but I could have been nicer. But when you're on a show like that, you're just, I don't know, I was young and stupid. I was young and dumb.
That is so sweet that you brought that up. I actually have the person that was so awful to me on the show, and for years after the show, was Kai Hibbard. And Kai is actually pretty famous because she speaks out against The Biggest Loser, and did from the very second that the show ended. Yeah. I recently reached out to her because I was like, I know you hate my guts, but we'd make a really good episode. You want to film? I don't care if you hate my guts. It would make really good TV to work together. And she was like, listen, I don't hate you. And she's like, you're even in my book that I wrote. So I'm I'm about a third way through her book. So I'm reading her book now. And it was just nice to hear 19 years later. I really thought that she hated my guts, and she was like water under the bridge. Notice the sardines are holding up her book. Also, on my season, we had lots of winners. So we had the actual winner. There was a winner from the people who went home from the show. And then there were 36 of us who were sent home the first day. So there was an at-home winner as well. Our at-home winner, Poppy, passed away. We also lost another at-home contestant, Chris Smith. And then there was a guy, I would love to ask you guys about your getting on the show. There was one guy, Jason Brunson. I think it was Jason, was not well enough to be on the show. So what they did was let him be part of the at-home program, which included Dr. H, Cheryl Forberg, and the psychologist, and then support calls. We all got a gym membership, and we were like a community, so they involved him in that. But so we lost a few people as well. As I look into this, I don't think the show, I personally highly, highly doubt that the show caused anybody significant illness, which eventually ended their life. If anything, I personally feel like it was a step towards health for me. Even if it was a little bit extreme and disordered, it was a step in the right direction of working out and eating healthier and counting, and being consistent. So if anything, I think that the show would have reduced disease. What do you guys think? Do you think that the show killed people?
I don't think so. I mean, I just talked to Jerry, Estella's husband. I talked to him actually a couple weeks ago, and we talked for about an hour on the phone. I love that guy. He even said it to me. He said the show extended our lives. Even though Stella has passed away, he goes, that show gave us another 10, 15 years. And he's had some problems as well. So I guarantee you, I mean, aside from what people did for theirself to, when they went to the extreme, they might have messed up some things, but I think in generally, I mean, it extended our lives for sure. Or at least gave us the tools to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I say this all the time, and like people like laugh, but like by the time I was on the show in season 10, people are gonna get mad that I say this, but like they got like healthy fat people. Like I feel bad. Like maybe I'm saying that wrong. We went through so much medical testing, like all these heart tests, all these, all sorts of physical tests, all sorts of mental tests that we had to do, that we were chosen specifically, and I don't think they would have chosen anyone that was in danger of something bad happening to us. Like the thing that happened to Tracy, like I say this all the time, like that was awful. Like it was awful. Like she could have died that day. She did die that day. Like luckily she's still here with us. But like I don't know. Like I don't think that the Biggest Loser put myself in any danger. And like what Sione just said, it was our choice whether we ignored the doctor and didn't eat the calories he told us to eat, whether we ignored the doctor and didn't sleep the way they told us to sleep. Like if we chose to eat 800 calories and ruin our metabolism, don't blame Bob and Jillian. Blame yourself. You're a big boy, a big girl. You decided to do it. Like I did it. I don't blame them. Like it wasn't their fault. It's your fault. You're an adult. You did it. Like that's my take.
Yeah.
They definitely created an environment that was supportive of disordered behavior, but it was your choice. And Dr. H showed such remorse for not catching Tracy's condition, for not catching other conditions people struggled with when they were trying to do the exercise. And he felt like that terrible that was missed. He then would order extra testing for those people. So there was a lot of care, at least on Dr. H's part, I think. And I don't know if you guys know, or if you guys got to have much of the, like really harp on the Dr. H plan, but as an at-home contestant who won her spot back, it was an exact calorie amount, an exact breakdown of how our meals should kind of look. and how they should be spread out. We were only to be exercising twice a day for an hour and an hour and a half. It was specific that you had to incorporate weightlifting in every day, at least a few times a week, but that it wasn't just cardio, that we were also lifting weights. When Jaron and I got on the show, we had no injury, and everyone that was on the ranch had overuse injuries. Again, and by season 3, they didn't have that much of a plan for them. It really wasn't very organized for the people on the show. It was just like the actors showed, filmed, and then they were gone, and then people were kind of lost on what to do. Did they fix that by your season so you guys knew what to do?
Say that again. Did they fix what?
So on season 3, us at-home contestants, we got a very clear plan, a very clear, healthy plan from Dr. H, the nutritionist, and the psychologist. We also had a lot of support. We had phone calls. We had each other. We had a community. When I got on, we were annoyed because they didn't get any of that. They were pretty much on their own in season 3 of like what to do. The trainers would be there when they were filming, and then they would to lose weight however they could. By the time your guys' seasons came, were they more particular with the plan?
I mean, I know on my season we all had to sit down with Dr. H. I think I still have my form. Someone said it on your last podcast. Like, I think I still have that piece of paper too, where I think it was like my calories were like 1841. And it literally like laid out the things I should eat, how often I should eat, the exercise I should be doing. And I felt supported by him. I had some severe mental health stuff going on. Like when I was on the show, I was severely depressed. I was an opiate addict. Like I had a lot of stuff going on that people don't know about. And I was supported. I had a psychiatrist to talk to whenever I wanted. I had the other contestants. I had the crew. Like there was never a time where I didn't feel like I didn't get what I needed.
Sione, I tried to mute you because you were having background music or like wind, and then now I'm trying to unmute you and it's not working. Can't unmute because because you chose to mute yourself. Okay, perfect. Unmute whenever you want to. It was just for that second. How about you? Did you get good direction, Sione?
Can't hear you, bud.
Sorry, I screwed it up. I gotta tell you, I actually do quite a lot of podcasting. Yes. And I have been known, if I'm in charge of the buttons, I've accidentally on multiple occasions hit end stream. So on certain podcasts, they don't let me push the buttons, but I'm the button pusher here, so I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead, Sione. Did you get clear direction on the healthy way to lose weight?
Yeah. We went through all that. We got our RMR with our calorie count. Now, so Dr. H always told us how many calories we should do, and then as we started losing weight, he would kind of update that information. Cheryl Forberg would always tell us the right balance of food. Sorry, I'm outside. Lighting sucks. But so yes, we got direction. Dr. H always kept in touch with us. The trainers were the ones who sometimes would then give their own opinion on how many calories we would take. I'm gonna tell you one thing. I never went below 1,500 calories, ever, even for the finale. And it wasn't because I'm all high and mighty and I'm better than everybody. It wasn't that. I tried 1,000 calories one day and I was exhausted for the next 2 days. I don't know what happened. So 1,500 calories was just because I wanted to be able to function. With the amount of workouts we were doing in a day, I had to have it. Otherwise, I was going to be no good the next day. So when people say, oh, they put us on 700 calories or 800 calories or 500 calories a day, it's like, well, someone might have suggested that to you. But once again, like we said before, you had a choice. And I tried it one day and I just couldn't function. So I never went below 1,500.
we have a couple of comments. Number one, Kyle is a super fan, and he knows all the statistics. One day I said that I was the only person who'd ever gained weight between the show and the finale, and he sent me like 5. And I was like, thank you, Kyle. This is like the nicest thing anybody's ever sent to me, because I was pretty certain I was the biggest loser of all of Biggest Losers, like a literal loser. You know what I mean? Anyway, he said Neil, season 4, gained 17 pounds to send his teammates home and then lost 33 pounds in the next one. So he found that fact for us. He also found that Helen, the winner of your season, she was severely underweight, being 5'7" at 117 pounds. And she might have been one of the biggest losers of all times. Helen might have been one of the biggest losers of all times. And that was right on your season. Let's see here. Okay. Here's the sweet question from G-Bone. How has your Biggest Loser experience impacted your life? Do you want me to go first?
Yeah.
Yeah. So first, there was extreme shame. And obviously this is this is me having that shame. It's not like the show made me have shame. I had shame, and I hid for a long time. I didn't have anything to do with The Biggest Loser for a very long time. I really talked very much down to myself. I already before the show thought I was unlovable. Nobody's ever going to like me. I'm never going to succeed because I'm this big person. And then after regaining all that weight, I was like, wow, I had the opportunity of a lifetime and I threw it away. And so for a long time, I had a lot of shame. But since then, it has, what I take away from it now was, hey, I got selected out of hundreds of thousands of people. I mean, literally anything in the world is possible. Literally anything. I got a taste of Hollywood, which was kind of cool. Doing the makeover, getting the spray tan for the first time in my life, spraying some abs on there, getting your hair done by Edward Scissorhand people, getting, all the things in the photo shoot. And I think the thing right now is, so everything is possible. And the thing now today is that for some reason, people think it's cool. And so it's really impacted my ability to grow a YouTube channel and an Instagram and to just have a voice. And so I'm grateful for that as well. How's it impacted your guys' life? Anything?
A lot. I have a lot. So Brandon, you want to go?
Yeah, I can go for it. Like, I think, Adrian, like a lot of what you said was true for me. When I got on the show, it was one of the darkest periods of my life. And to be straight up honest, if I wasn't chosen for that show, I don't know if you guys would be talking to me right now. And that's not even exaggeration. Like when I was really, really depressed. Like I said, I was an opiate addict. I was an addict the whole time on the show. That the show actually tried to have a come to Jesus like thing, and I wouldn't allow them. Like they tried to what's that word when you get everyone together? What's that show? Yeah, and they tried to like do an intervention. Like I said no. So like there was a day on the ranch that I was talking about with Bob where like my depression like literally like started to lift from my body. Like it was like a surreal experience. Without getting into too much detail, like the show saved my life, and not just by helping me lose weight. It allowed me a time period in my life to really look inward for 4 months on my own. I didn't have to work. I didn't have to worry about relationships, friendships. I didn't have to worry about anything. And it just saved my life. And when I got off the show, like I said, I have 2 of my best friends in the world, Fredo and Sandy, that I would have never met if I didn't go on the show. And like, I've had a lot of shame, like you said, Adrian. Like when I gained the weight back at first, I didn't want to leave my house, and I fell back into that depression and fell out. But overall, I learned that I can do it if I want to. It was a great experience, but overall, like the show literally saved my life. So, yeah. Sorry. Go ahead, Sione.
That's awesome. No, that's awesome. And honestly, like I did get to kind of go on like a speaking event tour, like a meet and greets. I I got to do that for a few years after the show, and like I met a lot of people that would say things like that. Hey, watching The Biggest Loser saved my life. And dude, like Brendan, I couldn't even imagine like not knowing you. You know what I'm saying? So like to have not ever been able to meet you, I'm glad that you did The Biggest Loser. We're friends now. You need to call me more, okay? So that now when someone else asks you who's your friends, be like, Sione, oh, we talk all the time. So stop not calling me, okay? Anyways, I'll do the same. But I'm glad we have friendships like that. I've been able to meet a lot of people from every season, and that's changed my life too, because I got to meet all these people I would never be able to meet. But as far as Biggest Loser, yeah, it helped me physically. It helped me gain the knowledge I needed to know to stay healthy. Not that I always do it, because I'm not perfect. I should be better, but I'm not. But it helped me that way. But I mean, I moved states because of the show, because I ended up working for Biggest Loser Resort. I moved to Utah, southern Utah. I moved here in 2011. My kids were really little. Like I said before, my daughter was starting kindergarten, and now she's a sophomore in college. My son was in preschool, and now he's a senior in high school. I didn't even have my third boy. He was born here, and now he's 12 years old. It's changed not only my life but their lives as well, because their friends, their best friends, their schools, none of that. We would never be here. I would never have moved to Utah if it wasn't for The Biggest Loser. It's changed my friends. I now have a landscape company that I would have never restarted if I didn't move here. It's changed everything. The biggest thing, one of the most special moments that it changed for me was my dad is from Tonga. He's an immigrant from Tonga, and I always wanted to go to his home country. We never had plans to. Well, I don't know if you remember, but like I think during season 11-ish, they did a Biggest Loser, Where Are They Now? Well, Biggest Loser followed me and my dad back to Tonga, and I got to spend 2 weeks with my dad in Tonga, going around to his places, meeting the royal family. That was honestly a highlight of my life. It got filmed. I have that on film. I can watch that. And now that my dad has passed away, my dad passed away 5 years after that, I have that special memory, and I would never have had that if it wasn't for Biggest Loser. So not only the physical, but my life in general has been changed by Biggest Loser, and I'm grateful for that. Sorry, I look
Let me
like a
see.
horror movie in my dark truck.
You're great. Let me see if I can share a
And
window.
G-Bone, thanks for asking that question.
Is it showing? Okay.
Hey, look
This is
at
a
that.
project you recently
That is
did?
so beautiful.
Yeah, so we did the landscape. We did the whole outside. It's awesome.
Wow. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but Brendan, you've been working on something as well, right?
Yeah. For the last 2.5 years, I've been working on a memoir. I hired 2 New York Times bestsellers to help me, and it's literally changed my life. So like, I wrote a book about my depression, my addiction, and literally smack dab in the middle of the process was The Biggest Loser. So there is some Biggest Loser content, and it will be out in February or March, most likely. And I hope everyone reads it. And the title is, right now, this could change. We're in like the last part of the process of like book cover and title and all that stuff. Right now it's called I Shouldn't Be Telling You This, But and it's basically about how shame is like wrapped in secrecy, and I've had shame and guilt over a lot of things that I've done in my life, and I feel like I let it all out in this memoir that I wrote, and I can't wait to release it to the world. It's the scariest most healing thing I've ever done. It's really scary to admit your faults and admit things that you've done to people that you love in such a public way, but it has healed me so much, and I can't wait to share it with other people.
I can't wait. I hope that you will definitely share it with me and maybe come back and talk about that. If everybody could just do a quick favor, like, subscribe, and share this. The more sustainable this gets. Oh, they didn't like my comment. YouTube didn't like my comment. I hope I can get Kai as well. I hope Kai comes on as well. But anyway, the more that we could continue to have this show, the more voices we can get, the more we can get people out of that shame and just share it. Realize you're not alone. Many of us have struggled. Everything wasn't perfect, but there is a lot of light. There's a lot of light here. And I do wish that they would do more on that documentary to share the light. I mean, there's no doubt when you watch that show, you felt like, I can do something. I can take control. There are things I can do. I feel overwhelmed. I feel hopeless. I feel alone. I feel depressed. But maybe I could do something about it. And I think that was one positive thing on the show. Would you guys like to say any last comments for the audience? Did we leave anything out? Is there anything shocking you wanted to share or anything else that you wanted to share?
I'd like to share one more thing, if that's possible. Like one of the biggest reasons I wanted to come on and talk to you all, and just when the documentary came out, and a lot of the influencers on TikTok and Instagram, a lot of the things that I saw was this negative narrative. Like, I can't believe we watched these trainers abuse these people. Like, this was so unhealthy. I just want people that were fans of the show, or that wasn't, to remember that, like, millions of people watched this show. Millions of people were inspired by the contestants on this show, what they did. And so many families were brought together. If I had $1 for every time someone said, my family never eats dinner together, they never do X, Y, and Z. But one thing we did was watch The Biggest Loser together, and cry together, and laugh together. And I feel like when the documentary came out, so many people had this revisionist history, and they forgot all that. This show really helped people. It really helped me. I know it really helped Sione, and it helped inspire a lot of people in America and all over the world. And I don't know. I thank The Biggest Loser producers, and Bob, Jill, anyone that had even a little inkling in that process. They changed people's lives, whether people want to admit it or not.
All the challenges too, the work challenges, the gym challenges. I mean, it really got people to just give it a try.
Yeah.
How about you, Sione?
No, I couldn't have said it any better. I mean, that's exactly how I feel. I guess the one thing I would say is we obviously don't have the show now to inspire more people. I wish we still had something like that. So this might, not that I care, but I've always been the type to answer people on Facebook or Instagram or whatever. If anybody needs any help or any just a quick words of inspiration, or not that I'm saying I'm inspiring, but I mean, I'm just saying if anybody wants to reach out, because I mean, especially listening to Brandon saying he might not even be here if it wasn't for Biggest Loser. If there's someone out there right now who is going through that kind of stuff, hit up Brendan. I'm sure he can relate, but hit up me. I mean, send a message, because it doesn't have to take a TV show to change your life. It could just take one person, or one thought, or one comment, or even just a piece of advice. So for all those who are listening, I hope there's a lot who are struggling through that, who don't know if they're going to get through what they're getting through. Just reach out to us and hope we can help. So that's all I'll say.
Same goes for me, or check out radicallyhealthy.com. I'm helping people combine gentle lifestyle things with other tools. There's a lot of tools these days. Praise the Lord. Well, guys, thank you so much for coming on. Where can everybody find you? Do you do the whole social media thing? Where can they find you if they would like to reach out?
I mean, you can find me in Boston. No. I'm on Facebook.
What's your phone number and address?
Yeah, no.
And
I'm
are
on
you
Facebook,
married?
I'm on Instagram. I'm on TikTok. I don't really post too much on TikTok, but I don't know. I'm like your regular. I like to spy on a lot of people, but I don't post a ton. I'm one of those. I stalk people and then post once in a while. But I'm gonna make sure that Sione, I'm not just gonna post when I'm on my lighter side. I'm gonna give you the full spectrum.
Okay, good. Yeah, I
But
mean,
yeah,
and my
hit
name,
me up on social media.
yeah, my name is pretty uncommon, so it's everything I have is just Sione Fa, last name Fa. That's it. So find me
Well,
there.
and I'm Adrian K. Gledhill. You guys already found me, so I'm sure you guys know where to hit me up. But guys, thank you so much for coming on. You guys stay there for a second because it doesn't get rid of you. It doesn't like kick you out or anything. I'd like to ask you guys a couple questions. But everybody else, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We're just going to say goodnight and honor one of our lost biggest losers. Good night.
Good night, everyone.